Honourable delegates, the President will be responding to the question by Honourable Moyi Mang, and the question was whether the government has assessed the impact of inadequate spending by provinces and municipalities on the commitments to deliver quality and essential services to communities, particularly crucial infrastructure such as housing, schools, roads. If not, why not? If so, whether the government has been engaging provinces and municipalities that continue to underspend and fail to adequately utilize their allocated service delivery budgets to ensure they develop the necessary capacity, acquire the requisite skills, and establish credible financial management systems in the 7th administration. If not, why not? If so, what are the relevant details? Honourable President, your response, please.
Thank you, Honourable Deputy Chair of the House, National Council of Provinces, Honourable delegates and members, and Honourable guests. One of the ladies up there is also my guest. You should have mentioned that. And I love Orlando Pirates, but I support another club. Honourable Chairperson, Deputy Chairperson, government regularly assesses the trends in underspending by our provinces and municipalities and the impact this has on their ability to be able to deliver quality services to our communities. The issue of underspending is quite an important issue, particularly when it comes to spending on infrastructure allocations, such as housing, education, water, and roads. This is of great concern. I actually often characterize it as treason against the people of South Africa when monies that have been allocated are not spent and returned back to Treasury. Inadequate or slow capital expenditure by municipalities and provinces has in many ways hampered the delivery of the services that are due to our people. This results in problems like delays in housing delivery, stalled infrastructure projects such as schools, water, as well as sanitation and waste management infrastructure projects. It also erodes public trust in the state's ability to improve the livelihood of our citizens and exacerbates service delivery protests. The inability of many municipalities to spend their capital budget is often the result of poor management, poor planning, and weak implementation capacity, and inadequate financial and supply chain management. National government itself continues to engage directly with provinces and our municipalities to demonstrate persistent underspending that it is not acceptable. Key interventions that we often embark upon include budget monitoring forums that are coordinated by the National Treasury to track in-year spending and detect low expenditure patterns at an early stage through Section 154, supporting the interventions that the Department of Cooperative Governance is able to embark upon, which enables it to work closely with municipalities, is able to strengthen institutional as well as financial capacity in our municipalities. Capacity building programs are organized through the Municipal Infrastructure Support Agent to address skills shortages, especially the planning and engineering, as well as project management part of it. Cabinet has also appointed an interministerial committee on municipal turnaround, which is hard at work to support distressed municipalities around our country. One of the strategic priorities of this administration is to build capable and a developmental state. Among other things, this in the end involves strengthening intergovernmental coordination and accountability and introducing what we would call an early warning system and the ability of Operation Vulindlela in implementing the reforms that we're embarking upon is to enable it to strengthen local government. Now, dedicated working groups have been established, particularly at eThekwini as well as Johannesburg. These working groups are supporting both metros to address challenges with a number of areas of their responsibilities, particularly in water and electricity infrastructure. Finally, the Metro Trading Services Reform Program has been initiated by National Treasury to support the implementation of institutional and financing reforms to increase investment in infrastructure. And this is an innovative initiative that is going to see great changes being introduced. These measures will help to address the root causes of underspending and ensure that infrastructure is maintained and expanded to improve service delivery. This is something that the 7th administration is focusing on very, very strongly, and we are hoping that as time goes on, we will be able to see really good results as we reform and restructure our municipalities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable President. Before we move on to the first follow-up question, I would also like to recognize the presence of the Honorable S.K. Mashilo, who is the acting Premier of Mpumalanga Province. We welcome you to the House. The first follow-up question will come from the Honorable Moimang.
Thank you, Deputy Chairperson. Greetings to yourself and also the President and honorable members. Thank you, Honorable President, for indeed communicating to our public that there is a commitment on the part of government to infuse a great sense of urgency and determination to ensure that indeed provinces and municipalities develop the institutional capacity to adequately utilize the funds allocated to them and fulfill the overarching aim of improving the lives of our communities by providing access to quality services. Now, my question, Honorable President, is whether the government has put in place mechanism to ensure consequence management for failure to spend allocated resources to address service delivery, particularly those concerning the provision of critical services like health care, infrastructure development such as houses and roads. Thank you, Honorable President. Thank you, Deputy Chair.
Thank you very much, Honorable Moimang. Honorable President, your response, please.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chair. One of the issues that the Auditor General has highlighted very strongly is the issue of lack of consequence management. When either officials, including politicians, and structures of government are unable to meet their obligations. She's absolutely right when it comes to that, and it is a matter that we are addressing, particularly so as we now move towards professionalizing the public service. Because in the end, it is in part the public service that executes government programs, that executes our plans, but that does not absolve elected officials or elected representatives. So all of us need to have a sense that there should be consequence management if we don't do our work. And there should be follow through if we are not performing at the level that our citizens expect us to perform. It is a matter that we are addressing in great detail as we professionalize the public service and as we insist that even elected representatives should be accountable, should be responsible for the performance of the duties that they are expected to execute. So it is a matter that is receiving close attention in the 7th administration, and we are going to move ahead with precisely that. Thank you, Honorable